This morning on April the 13th, the Titanic sunk today. Did the Titanic sink today or yesterday?
You said it.
I just remember because of my birthday.
Oh.
Just another announcement about my birthday, just so that you don't forget.
When is it?
Tomorrow.
How could I forget?
How could you forget? It is a beautiful day to be awake. I was talking to somebody earlier about the life of recovery and the perception that so many people would have. I guess you would call it contempt prior to investigation on how boring it is and the like, oh my goodness, I have to do all of this stuff. And I was like, the spiritual life, like the promise in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous says, like your imagination will be fired up. Like you'll be like having this new power source. You'll never be bored. And so that's true in my life. But I think the perception of people is like, I see what you do, and it's like, oh, like people, and like you're doing. I don't want to do that.
Other people think that?
Yeah, like early trying to get into recovery people.
Okay.
And so the promise is that you'll have a very exciting life. The spiritual life is one of purpose and meaning and excitement. Not like
I don't know that we should promise people an exciting life.
But
Isn't the goal
I don't think it's like that. Like I know that I have to get a 10-foot hose, and I can't even, like, my life, the days are exciting, and this person drops in and that person drops in, and I'm like, before I know it, the day's over. I'm like, I didn't get my 10-foot hose yet.
Except that at the beginning of your recovery, you thought that Wonderland was boring because there was no thrill to roller coasters.
There was a chemical imbalance in my head due to my addiction. But what would seem boring in early recovery is now in the spiritual life, it's super exciting.
Right.
But it's only exciting because I'm being compelled by the love of God. And so what would we assume to be boring? And I think that's the problem of early recovery, where we look ahead and go like, I don't want to live like that. You're too worried about, you're too clean. Like, I don't want to be clean like that. Like, but it's like, let's just start with a relationship with the process of recovery. And then you work into that relationship, and next thing you know, who knows? But your life will not be boring.
I would think that maybe some people think the way that you're describing that, but then others also, it just seems so far out of reach. Then it's not that they're disgusted by it. It's that they just can't imagine it even being a possibility.
Yeah. Well, that's the beautiful thing about a spiritual life, is that you're led and directed by God. So I don't know what that's going to look like for you, but there are promises that it won't be boring or stale. All right, here we go. April the 13th. It feels like... All right, no wonder that both AA and Al-Anons stress the importance of living just one day at a time. How much precious thinking time we waste fretting over past mistakes and missed opportunities. How often our depressed imaginationings betray us into speculating about what's going to happen. Yesterdays have no value except as experience to be used in making today and the future more fruitful. It may be difficult at first to discard those negative thinking habits. Yes, yet it's a relief to be able to find we can unload our burdens of the past and anticipate rather than dread our tomorrows. Today's reminder: a valid regret for the past could be awareness that we have hurt someone. Such regrets for offenses to others may often be healed by doing them kindness whenever we are able. Regrets for missed opportunities, however, can be erased from our minds by trying to make wiser decisions from now on. The quote of the day: I pray for the relief. I pray for. I pray to be relieved of the compulsion to worry about the past, and that I may not let my permissive pessimist paint black pictures of what may happen tomorrow. Keep in mind that we can live only in the present and that all the rest of life is either past or uncertain. Amen.
Hmm.
I'm having trouble reading today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, letting go of the regrets. So, what is a regret? I think of like the worst tattoos in the world, like that show. And I remember a person came in and the tattoo said no regrets. Like they spelt it wrong. So I think of that. But what is it?
That's a definition right there. That's the definition.
I shouldn't have got this tattoo. Wow. I'm regretting this tattoo.
I wish I didn't have this tattoo. This tattoo is
regrets.
Awful. It makes me feel sick inside.
So then a regret would be something that I'm reflecting on, obsessing on, rehashing, retelling.
And you can't change it.
I can't change it. And so it's keeping me in the past. Mm-hmm. And then it's not allowing me to go in the future. And so that person becomes very stuck. Mm. And so the program of recovery offers us a way out of that, to give we actually write all of our regrets. We wouldn't call them regrets, but we get to inventory that and give it away. So that's, letting go of the regrets is actually not possible for us to do. And I don't think we can choose whether we do it or not, but there's a process that we go under that actually allows us not to regret the past or wish the future to be any different. We're just content in the middle, living today as it were, and that we're in a place of neutrality. Those are good promises. And so what is the book says? The big book says, we will never regret the past, but use our darkest hours to benefit others. And so there's a principle, I think, that many people would believe, that we have to forgive and forget. I don't think that principle is a spiritual life principle. I think that we get to be placed in a position of neutrality. So I'm not in regret, or I'm not trying to erase something, but I'm taking the train wreck of my past, or the horrific things that have happened to me. God has healed me, restored me. He's taken away my regrets and my fear and the guilt and the shame of them. And now I can have those things to be neutral in my heart, to be able to lead other people into that freedom, or to be able to have a line of transmission with people. So I think the key behind letting go of regrets is to say that I can't let go of this stuff, or I would have already done it already. I wouldn't be miserable. I wouldn't be living in the past. I wouldn't trying to be changing the future. But through the program of LifeLab, or 12-step programs, that we're able to go under a process to do that. And that's my hope.
Yeah.
What have you regretted?
What? You can't ask me that on camera.
Oh, that's like going too deep.
What have you regretted?
Getting married? No. I don't like. I think I regret, like, even the little things in my day. Like, I can regret not making certain decisions that I would want to, like, fitness decisions. We had visitors come over to the Booch Pit, and it's like 1:00, and I did not want pizza, but they said we want pizza. And so next thing, you're ordering pizza, and we're having pizza, and it's
because you told me to.
2 p.m. Yeah, no, I told you to. I commanded you to. And it's like, I'm eating pizza at 2 p.m. and I know that the people we were with, for some odd reason, only had 1 slice each. And then the next day I asked Josh, I'm like, how many slices of pizza did you have? He's like, 3. I'm like, yeah, so did I. Like, they tricked us. And it's like, I didn't want to have 3 slices of pizza because, like, it's nearing dinner time. And it's like, do I regret that? Like, I wish I had done it. But it's like, I can live in the daily regret. And I think we were talking about something much larger of like regretting, these relationships or the things I've done in the past or the jail time that I've had that eliminates me from this job and that kind of thing, regretting. But I think I can wallow in regret.
Yeah, I was thinking about self-pity as you were talking
Self-pity.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, I don't think pizza's wrong, but at 2 o'clock having 3 slices, yeah, like that's a dumb,
But I think self-pity really comes into play when things happen to us, like that. It's not necessarily like my own decision, but like especially when things happen to us or like just world life events.
like when you say
that we
pizza
can't.
just happened to me.
No, you made the decision. So how do you feel sorry for yourself? You might like regret, but then like there's sometimes where like, man, self-pity is just like such a hard thing to get out of.
Mm-hmm. 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 Very good. All right. So regret, I think we have this mountain of regret, but then I think we can walk into it on a daily basis. Like I know that that's true for me. So the prayer of this day was to be able to let go of everything and everyone, not choosing what to let go of, and let God take them away and be directed and lit up by God and his spirit. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Join us at noon today. We have a recovery meeting, noon Eastern time, and our friend Chantel will be sharing on honesty, willingness, open-mindedness. So see you at noon today. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior.